My beautiful stars, reading time. Expect the expected. Normally say expect the unexpected. So just a few examples. So, you know, when you get that like deep intuition and unfortunately you don't trust your intuition, you kind of push it away and then something may happen and you're like, oh, I should have trusted my intuition. Or you're speaking to a family member, a friend, a co-worker, a lover, and you're giving certain advice, suggestions, opinions about something, and then later to find those things you've spoken have come to fruition. Or let it be you're on your phone and all of a sudden you're thinking about someone and in that moment they pop up on your screen. Or let's take it to manifestations, subliminals, although I always say those kinds of things are accelerated by your clairvoyance, if you know it or not. It's like your brain knows to start manifesting or listen to that certain subliminal for a reason. But let's say you've been manifesting something and then it comes in, or again, you've been listening to a certain subliminal, even if it's just an overnight thing, and it happens instead of listening to the 20, 30 days as they suggest. It's kind of a situation like that. Okay, so it's something that this collective, you've had focus on. So let's break it down. I want to see the right collective, what you have expected, although all those examples, it could all tie into one big thing, because I always say everything I say is for a reason. But let's see. So main collective, what have you been expecting? Okay, so we've got your first cards. Activation. Unexpected, literally, but expected. This says unexpected, caught off guard, a surprise, knock knock. Maybe you've actually thought someone's about to at your door. Something to do with family. Okay, things to do with your trauma and unconditional love. I'm hearing so many things here. Okay, first thing, especially when I saw this activated card, this activation, this collective, I feel, especially because I brought up examples of intuition and manifestation, subliminals, you're clearly an activated being. Okay, so let it be things that you've expected through your activation. I always say once you guys activate, so does that 4D mind of yours. You see so many things that eventually will, you know, fall into your timeline, although not really the time that you had expected. So even with this unexpected, maybe this was something that you've been expecting for a long time, and because it's taken so long to come in, there could be a little bit of disbelief currently with one of those things. But maybe you've also been feeling there's certain things with your family that are about to come to pass that, you know, have been maybe putting a bit more of an unsettled feeling towards you. And I find a lot of people, unfortunately, when you do go through an activation, because the whole point of really going through this is that soul discovery, that finding balance. So a lot of the times when you guys activate, unfortunately, because you're trying to remove that subconscious imprint, that belief system that's been accumulated since the age of 3 or 4, all of our bad habits in life, certain actions, decisions we make from certain emotion that needs to be healed, centered. I find that a lot of the period of your first, you know, soul activation, awakening can, unfortunately, there can be a lot of negative things that come to surface because you're trying to clear out all of that that's been conformed to your poor subconscious mind from such a young age. So unfortunately, right now, maybe you've got this intuition, you've got this stir, but you could have a little bit of a negative outlook to it in your mind. Okay, but also something to do with unconditional love. So there's quite a few things right now, I think, this collective that you have been expecting. And also, you could also think, especially if it's tied to this unconditional love, you could have this expectation right now that someone close to you is going through this or is about to go through this. But let's confirm. Everything we say. So especially that second deviation, someone that unfortunately has ghosted you. So again, it's more, you would be expecting this because you wouldn't know, especially if you're not in contact with this person. But maybe you can feel the person connected to your heart space is going through a transition, but unfortunately it's just kind of what you think intuitively may be happening. Unexpected. It's funny because as I'm reading this, how many times am I going to say expected? I feel this collective for so long. I'm seeing this has been an expectation, because remember how we said for some of these things it's been so long, now it's more turning into unexpected. This reading's going to be interesting. Okay, unexpected. Literally, that's what's unexpected. The new beginning. Someone taking a leap of faith towards you, a fresh start. Sign. So the right collective, this row, you don't expect right now. Or maybe of recent, it's you're coming back into belief about this. Especially if you've intuitively felt that this person literally may just turn up on your doorstep. Okay. All right, so these three together, there is some family things going on with this collective as well that I think you have a feeling there's some things stirring. You've clearly picked up the right collective. A lot of your trauma has come from, unfortunately, family environment. So certain attachments that you hold in life, codependency, even a bit of avoidance, anxiety. This collective, you're very aware, which would mean that unfortunately you had quite a tumultuous upbringing, this collective, because they're three main things. So again, this is what you're expecting. Yes, you clearly understand about your trauma, but I really think the right collective, you feel there's something stirring or that needs to be addressed when it comes to your family structure in your life as well. So you definitely feel the movement coming in your life. But again, there's something here with this collective. Your trauma, unfortunately, this movement that's coming in, you're putting it emotionally in the category of this is overwhelming me, this is heavy, it's like you're not wanting to believe in your intuition. And it's funny, the first example we had was when you think of something but you push that intuition down so much and you're like, oh, I should have trusted my intuition when it appears. So there is something for the right collective. You can feel it, let it be. You've been getting a lot of, and especially if you're someone that does have prophetic dreams, so you dream of things, they come to fruition. Or you've been seeing, especially if you're someone, if you watch me regularly, I always talk about signs and allocating signs. I'm not going to delve too much into it, but if you are a collective that has allocated certain signs for certain situations, people, things in your life, and you're seeing those allocated signs a lot right now, but you're kind of, whatever your soul is telling you that's about to come with movement and this, you're not trusting in it, which you need to change. You know, I talk about my beliefs on manifestations all the time. I truly believe what's meant for us will never pass us by. There are glowing threads in life. And one thing I do really find, and a lot of people actually think the opposite, but I think one thing about the manifestation community, which is very beautiful, it really teaches people the power of thought, and what we focus on, we truly do create. And people that have accelerated in their soul's awakening, the proof is in the pudding. You guys see this. You see this when there's that much belief. You believe enough to surrender. You believe enough to let go. It's that unicorn energy. Just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean it's not accessible, right? And I feel this collective. And normally when people first come into their soul transformation, they're so powerful. They're kind of leading with that dark feminine energy. You have so much belief in what your mind, right, your 4D mind has envisioned, that when you guys first start, you're like manifestation masters, right? Because you've got so much positive focus, things, all your ducks start coming into a row. But after a long time, right, especially those things you've seen in your 4D that haven't come to fruition, the longest manifestations, glowing threads to come in, I always say, the most worth it. They test our commitment, they test our positive thought pattern, they really test the power of our mind. So I feel this collective, there is something here that you need to, because everything I say is for a reason, you need to go back or fall back into that state of belief that really did start accelerating your life. Okay, and there's a reason I'm using this as an example. So if you didn't experience that, and you didn't experience how your positive thoughts through your activation started really changing your life, this isn't your collective. This collective, you've experienced it. Unconditional love. Okay, so I'm more seeing that as the thought pattern. I think there's been a very addictive thought pattern. You guys could have struggled with addictions, but I'm just seeing, especially with the theme of everything, I do think for a long time this was a main focus for you, and so much belief in. But as the days, weeks, months, as it goes on, I just feel where there was once so much hope, I just want to say more of, I don't even want to say a negative outlook. It really is just more, I think, disbelief, I think, is the word for this row. Let's get one more, because of how much it has really, remember this. These things that you want movement with, you think are making you feel heavy and overwhelmed, and they don't sit right in your soul anymore. But mirroring. So maybe you have expected that this person sits and feels for you and thinks about you the way you do them, but then maybe when you go into your old belief system, the 3D outlook, if they wanted to, they would, which I just think is rubbish. But this collective, I think your mind is far stronger than that outlook. And this isn't just finding you to expect the expected. It's to reinstill that belief that you once had. You clearly have a powerful energy. And when you're focused and in a clear state of being and a positive outlook, you really do create change around you. There's a lot of different things here. Let's just get one more. Wouldn't surprise me. So your twin flame journey. Find a lot of you guys get activated, although I do say a true soul awakening, that's a life full of trauma, but a lot of your pivot, a lot of your catalyst for the divine community, the activated community, does come through a twin flame journey. Not all, but a lot of you guys, this is that final catalyst that makes you go through the kundalini, the kundaluni, I call it the toot. So this collective, that's clearly tied to you as well. Don't make it fit. All right. I'm excited for this one. I just want to, because again, I feel a sense of urgency here. This is coming like now-ish time. So I just want to confirm with these cards. This is my sense of urgency card. And then we'll break down all this energy. First card. Truth. This is the area. I'm seeing that in my yes and no, the if you believe card in my mind right now. This is where your lack of faith comes. The right collective. Which means you have been waiting a while. Expect to hear from them soon. They'll be back. Letter of love. Okay, maybe you've got fertility around you right now. That could be another thing that you didn't get that in this deck. There is a pregnancy card, but maybe this is another thing you've envisioned for yourself. But I do see this card as well as expectation. So it's really confirming the leading message. Water sign, you could be a water sign. This person could be a water sign. In tarot, this water cups is months. So maybe you've waited a few months for this. Like I said, I don't think this is a collective. It's just been a few days, or I feel this has been a while. But as well, emotion running high. It's funny because when I got that message, I was seeing that little face. Like, you know, when you have that kind of high priestess moment and the things you've seen, your intuition, they start falling into place and you're like, whoa. Feel this beautiful emotion that's about to be running high. As we said it. Date night. Prepare to be wined and dined. All right, let's confirm these. And then we will... Again, I'm feeling such a positive energy. Oh, okay, that's too many, but let's get them. So underneath, they'll be back. And this makes sense. The mental anxiety, the overwhelm, the stress. First part. 1, I'm hearing the stress this has created for you. Yes. Okay. 2, I'm hearing this person, especially because it was tied with these two. I do think this person maybe has struggled with some health issues that maybe you're unaware of, or them themselves, the mental anxiety and stress here. 2, I think this person has kept some things from you. Do I think they're a liar, pants on fire? Maybe not. Maybe there's someone more. They could be. As soon as I said maybe they're not, I was seeing my little man digging himself to China. But I always say I'm a firm believer, just because maybe a lie is not spoken, if things are held back or parts missing from a story, I think it's just as bad. It's manipulating the situation. But you do have a confession from this person. So this is a detail. The right collective, you do think, unfortunately, this person has been a bit sneaky, okay? You have, even yourself, maybe you've had actual physical health issues since this. But I always say, communicate is different to confession. So there's clearly some big things here that need to be confessed. That's your first row. All right. Second. And just side note, I went back to that family card. You could find out someone in your family is expecting, and that's another thing you saw. Remember it's funny because all of those examples I gave, the more I'm reading this, I feel in an odd way all of those examples lock into one, right? So let it be you actually have felt you've got a sibling about to fall pregnant, or there's someone in your family structure, so you've spoken it. I think that's about to come to fruition as well. They could be an earth sign, but again, something's about to ground here, especially if you have had challenges in this department, or this is something you've envisioned. And also, I just heard, because I've got a few collectives here where the person you're connected to, this could be your collective, one of my other collectives, you shared a pregnancy together, and unfortunately there was challenges here, or maybe at the time your values didn't align, so instead of going full term, something unfortunate could have happened as well. Whatever this pregnancy row is, So remember, all deviations, also the expectation of things in your life, but let it be you've had intuition, you're meant to really build that family structure with this person. Let it be you've spoken to someone in your life that you've kind of seen that they're about to fall pregnant, or you yourself have had some challenges when it comes to your expectation or going long term with a pregnancy. Things are about to be grounded here. Okay, but important signs for this water and earth. And I actually did a collective the other day, and this is coming to me too with so many examples. If you actually faced challenges that really had to make you go into inner healing to do with a pregnancy, and this earth sign is not you or your person, just how you were giving advice to someone you felt was falling pregnant, because it's weird how lives mirror, especially soul connections, true divines, twin flames, as you would say. Maybe this person, where you might have come from more of a really good place or more just a prophetic vision that this person connected to you is going to fall pregnant, this person could have actually got maybe some negative advice from an earth sign. Okay, because this is about making certain decisions and having to work on inner healing. And I find as well, we were talking about activation, I always say it's the last bout of trauma that your poor soul can handle, and your brain just fuses out and the awakening happens. And sometimes it can actually happen from a lost child, a lost pregnancy, especially if you've had a lot of trauma with loss and abandonment too. And a couple of my collectives, you didn't just lose your person, you lost a child, you lost your home. It's like you lost so much all at once. It's like literally your soul just went, couldn't handle anymore. Okay, travel. So travel could be coming up for you as well, especially if you're at a distance with this person, or a water sign. You could be traveling to see a water sign. Something about vacation energy. One more for that, please. A reading like this, I say it with all my readings, don't make the details fit. I'm just not that reader. Take what fits. Like, that's why I do such long readings. Okay, but confirming the distance with your person. That's what I felt when I saw this. But you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant right now. And maybe that's been an obstacle here for you and this person, without you knowing if there is distance, and there's been kind of this behavior. All right, date night. But be careful. So this is about just find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. This is making me feel don't rush things. Sometimes when I see this, I think for some collectives, it's good to just go slow and steady, have a few dates. But I do have some, and I'm hearing it. If it's been very hard for you, even just through communication over the phone, to kind of get on the same page and see yourself and certain boundaries, I do say the last thing you want to do is rush to see someone face to face if you know you already struggle with that. So when it comes to the date night, and I'm just hearing with this, and I'm going to confirm everything, just you want to have patience and you want to trust your intuition when it comes to your emotion. I always say there's no bigger sign than our body's emotion. It's our compass in life. Everyone thinks signs are just externally, the numbers, the synchronicities, the animals, whatever it is. Our biggest sign is how we feel. And a lot of people don't understand that, and they get anxious or triggered or this or that, and that's a big red flag. Like, stop, this is going to make your trauma worse, but people ignore that. So whatever this situation is, don't overwork yourself, but if it's bringing up a lot of emotion, your body's telling you something. Okay. All right, let's break it down. Good things come to those who wait. All right. So before we break all of like your main energy, this person, the emotions, the intentions, I just want 5 cards just to confirm your actual connection with this they'll be back person. Okay, because of the sneaky and the Makes sense. So right now, your connection, so this isn't your view, this is your connection, right? The energy of it. So there is a girl boy with a snake around this, and for this to be the first card here, there is some things to do. This is about, I call it the fake empath with this, narcissist, being charmed, used, enabled, and boundaries, okay, with the snake. So you got the 2 cards. This one's not the nicest. This says competition, enemy, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman, the other man. And as soon as I saw that girl with a snake, I didn't think it was you or your person. I feel it's someone connected energetically, right? So, side note, important. True divines, you mirror a lot, even when you're not in union, your separate lives, you mirror a lot of the same pivotal lessons. Right now, this collective, you've got in your main energy, there's family things going on that intuitively, you know, you need to address, but I think for the right collective, there's something here, it activates so much trauma. I feel like I don't know if you've kind of detached from there's something here with your family, right? Now, true divines, sorry, this will all make sense, bear with me. True divines, you're meant to reflect what needs to become self-aware and healed, but you're also meant to see the qualities that you can adapt in body and balance, right? And there's a reason this example is coming out for this collective. I feel your divine union, there is something with your family and the way maybe, and it could be either or, but just bear with me. This collective, I feel maybe you're more isolated and you know how to put up boundary. When it comes to your family structure, I don't think it's as heavy as the person connected to you. I just keep hearing the word enmeshment. I don't know if your person is someone that's very enmeshed in their family and their beliefs and their structure, where I feel this collective, you kind of more stand on your own 2 feet, but in an extreme level. And this person's enmeshed in an extreme level. So I feel this is a quality you guys have had to, believe it or not, balance out in one another. No one should be all like enmeshed in family, and no one should be that detached from family. And I know some people, unfortunately, you're in the situation where you can't really balance out your family structure. I get it, but there's a reason this message is coming for this collective. This collective, you clearly have some form of connection with your family that can be more balanced, okay? Where this person, I think they're on the extreme level, and you guys are meant to find that happy balance with each, like the severity of it on either end, right? Collective, this will make sense. I hope it makes sense as it's coming out. What I'm pretty much trying to say, completely enmeshed, more detached. You guys need balance with this. And I feel this energy here, I feel there's always been an interference when it comes to certain family structure. We lost that part. Okay. What I was saying, right now, you're both in the mode self-indulgent, healthier choices, right? So you're both focusing on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation, making healthier choices in love, in life, self-care, being happier, right? And this is why I was saying, don't focus on the things you can't control, focus on the things you can control. Right now, a big focus for the right collective is healing something with your family that you keep pushing off. Don't push it off. You're getting that inspired action for a reason. First card being activation. You both are in a period of true soul development right now. So anything you're getting intuition to do, better lifestyle choices, better eating habits, sorting things out with your family, removing certain addictions like bad habits, do it. Because look at the energy of, it's the perfect time to do it, which is going to help with whatever this is, especially if you're both wanting to make healthier choices, going over the childhood trauma, the healing, the emotional, spiritual growth. You start to become aware when you're putting yourself first, when you're really in self-love. The people we allow into our environment, it's how we see ourselves, right? When we really start to see ourselves, self-respect, self-value, self-worth, it's that 9 of Cups energy. We found our emotional stillness. We are so aware of who we let at our table because we see ourselves. And this energy clearly needs boundaries. So there's a part of your person, even yourself right now, still not completely seeing yourself. Okay. So yes, this energy is around them. It would also be around you right now. Who do you feel you need boundaries with? And then love, unconditional love. Let's just get unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. So things are about to come to light. Dragonfly and Phoenix. Be lighthearted, finding things out, things coming to light. Adapt, change, heal. You do have confession. I want one more. Paradise. Another card of oneness. Happiness, expansion, joy. Playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. This paradise clearly comes when there's something that finally comes to the table that needs to be dealt with in a beautiful way. That you have potential. I think this has always been in the background, but the right collective, little bit of lack of belief here now, understandable. But this, yes, is coming. Focus on this right now. All right, let's break it down. First, I just want to see this collective, your universal message. All right. Does this collective need to know? What do they need to focus on? And then we'll break down with, oh my, truth. This is about a birth of a daughter, this one. Something about birth here for this collective. Ladybug. You could be seeing lady beetles. That could be an allocated sign for you. A vibrant, abundant life. Happy, comfort, leisure, good health. So you don't need to stress that other part. Balance. Wishes are about to come true. Birth of a daughter. Number 3. Jupiter, expansion energy. Empress energy. And your Empress glow. Oh, that wanted to flip. That's another card of fertility, but your past life evolving. Spiritual growth. Beautiful. Oh my God, magician. Manifestation, creator of universal magic. He is the manipulator of energy. He manipulates the energy to his favor through a positive belief system. He creates magic. Such an important part. Watch this whole reading. Remember how powerful you are. This right collective, what you focus on, you create. Communication, on its way. Expression, thoughts, manifestations. Glowing threads coming in. Inspired action, though, that you do need to take right now. 3rd of the 2nd, 2nd of the 3rd, 24J. But especially these two together, manifesting love, romance, joy, bliss, your heart's desires, contentment, affection, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness, passionate, caring. How pretty is that picture, by the way? You could actually have like a little candle holder like that. Never seen that with this card. You know, like you can get the little porcelain or even one like that, I guess, that has the heart. Why am I seeing a heart with dots though? Like little tiny circle cutouts. Through endings and loss and pain and I think this really confirms, right? Because you're in manifestation mode. Let's focus on these kinds of beautiful emotions, right? Try your hardest to not be focusing on this, but I will say, and I just heard it, I saw my death card paired with that. You could have just gone through a loss of recent, okay? This is the coffin card, a certain past loss, but the things that were forgotten are about to be awoken. Don't feel discouraged right now. Defeated through this breakup, this ending, this over and done, and a certain feminine energy. There's something here in your energy, right? you really resonate with that divine feminine, like you lean more towards that divine feminine energy, although this is to find our balance, you've got to try not to focus on this. 2, I do think it confirms you could actually have someone around you, unfortunately, feminine wise, that has unfortunately passed, or it's a collective. I don't want to say there could be someone with, I'm not even going to say it, but there could be a feminine energy attached to you as well that either is a guardian angel or you've got a little bit of concern over. But I do also think it's more the way, try not to focus on the things that unfortunately take you out of this right now. Okay. 8th of the 9th, 9th of the 8th could be a birthday or a memory. And then the number 29, so 29th of the 8th or the 9th. You're on a crossroads. What way do you go with your mind frame? Literally. And that was my biggest feeling with these 2 rows. You're literally on a crossroads. What path do you want to go down? And this is why I say there's no... What is fated for you, especially when you connect to your timeline? I always say there's never a test failed or an emotion failed. It just prolongs your timeline because you can miss your cycle. You can miss your cycle, and maybe you've come to this point quite a few times and not even aware of it, where unfortunately your negative outlook, especially if you do resonate with being this powerful, especially if you do, resonate with being some form of witch or energy worker, you guys need to believe in your power. Okay, I always say this, we are one with our creator. We embody that creator's energy. And people that truly believe that to their core, you have that power to alter so much, truly. But a lot of self-doubt comes in because of that belief system programming we're trying to change. When you really understand you are one with up above, you have that creator's magic. This is why I said at the start, when you guys first activate, you have so much belief in the life that you've envisioned. You start calling in things so quickly. No one can throw you off. It's just after a long time, it's hard to not fall into doubt. This collective, this is your crossroads right now. Do you choose to stay positive and not give an F if that's categorized as being delusional and, oh no, but that makes me delusional? Like, who cares? What, because society says so? So you're more worried about how society thinks of your emotion than yourself? The right collective, that'll make sense. People that feel they're delusional for wanting certain things that have taken a while because society deems that, well, that's just silly. It's been this long, or that's that, or this is that. You guys are breaking free from that mold. That's the 85% of the population that's been conformed to the 10%, our world leaders, our government organizations, the hierarchy, the patriarchy, right? In life, that's been embedded in all of our subconscious souls since the age of 3 or 4. This is when our armor starts building, because unfortunately our parents, the schooling, everything at that age that we're around, our soul starts to believe 66 days to create a habit. So a whole lifetime falling into the 85% of the population from the 10%, it blocks us all. Right? The 5% people that get activated, you're meant to break free from that outlook. So when you guys fall into that outlook, that's when I say, oh, it's so 3D. It's such surface level emotion, because that's what they all fall short to. And that's why they're conformed, right? This collective, you are not that. So when those, delusion, I'm this, isn't that what you're trying to break free from? Just remember that. Opportunity, weighing up the options. Okay, road trip again. There's something about travel here for this collective. It's your crossroads, not anyone else's. What do you choose to believe in is what I'm trying to say. Oh, stop it, High Priestess. As we said it. Magic. Undulate. You've seen it all in your 4D mind. Who cares if you didn't see your timeline? The space between inner and outer worlds, your inner knowing, your dreams, your past life knowledge, your intuition has always seen this. Always. You didn't just get the High Priestess, you got the Magician. You're magic. I always say that saying, F ordinary, I'm magic. That's what you need to say to yourself. So certain things that have been unfortunately silent or kept in the dark, a little bit guarded, it was all for a reason. It was never your ego's timing. It was divine's timing. 3rd of the 5th, 5th of the 3rd, birthday wise, memory. Oh, truth, my eagle, the bird of truth underneath your magician. You're different. Remember that. You're meant to challenge the status quo. You're meant to challenge this outlook. You're more powerful than that. But true opportunities, new hope. Remember, awakening the forgotten. Regal, proud, clear vision and perspective to magician, manifest. Remember, manipulator of energy, like universal energy. The right collective, that'll make sense. But connecting your past, present, future versions. Okay, so kind of another judgment energy coming over you as well. You need to be focused. 19th of the 2nd, 19th of February. That could be an important memory or birthday as well. All right, this heart. Oh my, stop it. You know what I'm going to say? Every time this card comes out, go grab a book, go run your hand on your bookshelf or books that you have, magazine, whatever. See what you're magnetically pulled to. Turn to page 10 or 26 and read the first line. That's a message. If this whole reading has really resonated with you, that first line, it's a message from your angels, and write it in the comments. But this love was always meant to be hidden. It was meant to be a mystery. It was meant to... This memory card, I always see that spellbound energy. I always say we're born with spiritual amnesia. We forget our power, our past. This journey was meant to break those shackles, that spellbound energy, to make you remember your power, your activation, the first start. It was meant to reawaken you, right? That's why this journey has been so long and painful, because for this collective, without this, you would never have found or connected to that hidden gem within your soul that was always meant to be polished, to be one fat sparkling diamond. And what makes diamonds? Pressure. Okay? It's always in you. And this collective, this love, was a huge part of your mystery and your journey to remember what was forgotten through so many lifetimes. Wouldn't surprise me if this collective, you've done past life regressions, or you work with the Akashic records, or came to my mind very clearly. But the secrets, the unknown. This was meant to test you. 26th of the 10th could be a birthday, or 24th of the 10th. Oh. Okay, justice is coming over this Libra energy. So this, over and done, breakup, loss, that was life lesson. Justice, that purple curtain, our shadow. I'm also a shadow worker. The blockages from 3-4 years old, meant to teach us our own karmic energy, how our karmic energy that's been programmed to us makes us, unfortunately, sometimes not treat the best people the best through emotion, make us make silly decisions. This justice card was meant to always teach you life lessons, right? But also, I am hearing the truth and balance, but I'm hearing legal as well. I actually really do think this right collective, because it keeps coming up. I don't know if someone has passed, you're waiting for an inheritance, or there's been a lot of legal things going on with a passing. I think that's actually an important detail because it's not leaving my mind here, okay? Whatever the case, there is justice coming to a situation to do with some form of ending, all right? And it's funny, I said Jupiter expansion. For some reason, they've labeled this Jupiter card as 7. They could be your life path numbers, you, this person on your mind, or even this other person. But expansion, optimism, growth, luck, making stable changes, a very big turning point, good fortune is on its way. But yeah, Libra could also be an important sign to whatever this coffin energy is. Oh, your crossroads. Do you believe in the divine? Do you believe in divine timing, divine intervention, or do you fall back to what you've been trying to break free from, the old belief system? Divine intervention, duality, perfect timing. It's up to you. Remember the deviation for that. Ascension, serendipity, light codes, as above, so below. Believe. For the right collective. Don't need unnecessary comments. The right collective. I always say, if a reading's really for you, you don't need to think. You don't need to make things fit. If people, that confused, it's not yours. If a reading is meant for you, your whole body ignites. The whole reading, your mind you should be living the story in your mind. A true reading that is meant for your soul. You literally do. It's, when you read a book and you get lost in the book, that's what a reading that's truly meant to be for you should feel like. You shouldn't have to ask questions, or your body should ignite. Okay, you really will get those goosebumps. I always tell you guys, if you're watching a reading, I always suggest to watch it outside in nature for one. Light an incense, see what direction that incense goes. Is it coming towards you? It's for you. If it's going away from you, it's not for you. Allocate signs. If this is for me, show me this bird right now. Show me this right now. Even as a person, if you watch collective readings, you should have allocated signs. Let it be a certain number. Let it be a certain crystal. Let it be a certain object, an evil eye, seeing something. If this is for me, I want to see this in this reading. Okay, some people can really lack discernment in readings, but my whole point, the right collective, this should ignite your body. It shouldn't trigger. It shouldn't, some readings should trigger because that's things you need to reflect on. You should be enthralled by it. All right. Even angel shuffle. I do angel shuffle with my Snapchat family all the time. Go to your playlist. Ask a question. Play shuffle. See what song comes on. It's a message from your angels. Or listen to the playlist. See if it lines up with the reading. Okay. There's a lot of ways. Your spirit team is there for you. Ask them to guide you with things. All right. Okay. Let's get into it. So, into this person. We have been getting into it. I just want to see how this person's feeling towards you. We'll see how that goes first. They're clearly wanting to come in to confess, but let's see if it's genuine. Okay. Although I do feel something very nice. I was feeling... All right. Oh. Okay. So they are going over your psychic abilities, and that was, you guys are presenting as the magician and the high priestess, so I need to confirm you guys are very connected, and they'll be back, the confession, the sneaky, and the mental health, or even just health things, they're definitely going over right now. So this person knows they can't be sneaky. And I remember I said, I don't think this person... Anyway, just watch the whole thing. All right. So they're going over the abandonment here. They're not silly. They know the way they left you was... The sad thing is, in the moment, I don't think they realized how much this would affect you. I actually feel this person, the energy I'm feeling, I think this person always struggled with their confidence when they were with you. So it reminds me of one of my cut and run. I feel this person might have unfortunately thought, and I'm not saying it's acceptable, but that you were going to leave them, and maybe themselves struggle with abandonment. People can deal with abandonment in very different ways, but they're definitely reflecting on the actions here, the cycles you guys have had. I think they're starting to reflect on their behavior, but they love you. I don't think the love has never not been there, but I don't think this person ever wanted to confront their depth of emotion, especially because of this. That being your first card, that's probably one of the biggest details for this collective. For you as a person, you actually could be a psychic, you could read tarot, or you've definitely, remember the very leading message about you're someone, I think you've spoken things to people and they've come to fruition. And this could have even happened for them. You could have really mentioned things just in conversation that have actually appeared and happened in their life. Very kind of intimidated by your eye. It's funny, you got unconditional love and that addictive thought pattern, and I do think they've had such a main focus on you, but for so long that they try to distract themselves. And I think even now, even though you've got that confession coming, this reevaluate, I think they've gone over so many times on how to have this conversation with you. The fact they're coming in with confession and not communicate, especially if you resonate. I hate the attachments. I hate the attachment labels. When people really have that avoidance of emotion, it is so hard for them, no matter how much they feel, not fearful, more dismissive, avoidant, to really, actually both, but to really open up on that deep level, especially after quite some time. It normally arrives as a, hey, how are you? How have you been? I've been thinking about you. Just a random like of a post that you've done, or, you know, they pop up on your stories again. They normally really come in to test the water first. And if they don't get the response, a prompt response from you, even if it's just a breadcrumb, they normally end up running again. And I always say you should not respond to a breadcrumb. If it's meant to be, it'll always be. But even avoidant people with avoidant tendencies, anyone that really wants to change, they will. And I feel this person, for them to be wanting to confess things to you, that is a huge thing for this person and their personality traits. I feel this person has written what they've wanted to say quite a few times. You've got to remember, people that are avoidant and push people away, deep in their soul, that's how they view love. Love hurts. Love is not accepting. Love comes on condition. Love is bound to sadness and it never working out anyway. So it's really sad because it's not like they know it here. It's a subconscious thing. So when even their little tiny isn't met the way that they thought it might have been, it kind of validates that, well, this is how love is, kind of energy. And again, no one should have to deal with that. Anyone that has these tendencies, until they heal it, they will always treat people like this. I just want to make that clear. I'm not justifying their actions. I'm just trying to explain it more on a deeper level to maybe understand, unfortunately, why they dealt with it the way they dealt with it. And again, I'm not excusing it. But this collective, you would get it. Watch the whole reading. Psychic abilities. Oh, this is good. So this actually came out with home. You're the window to their soul. So maybe for a long time, and maybe this is why it's not so much intimidation anymore, it's acceptance. Especially if they embody, if you guys are true divines, they themselves would be a very magical, powerful being. But they see you as home, the window to their soul. They could have beautiful eyes like that, or you could. Abandonment. Oh, there it is. There it is. So they do want to apologize. They know. They know. So they want to apologize. And this is where this comes in. This, oh, how do I... It's funny because just the... So the reason I'm going into so much detail about their internal tendencies, which I really do believe from this energy, actually, I should get emotion cards, that they've really reflected on a deep level, let it be. They've, actually sought out therapy, or they've been getting help with this. Hold on a second. I just want to... This is their emotion towards you. I just want to see how they're feeling. Their indecision, so they know. I know my inability to have made, I'm going to say, a decision really hurt you. The time, how long it's taken through their indecision. So even though I'm asking how they're feeling right now, even in their own emotion, because that's their feeling, like you're one of their main focuses right now. But they still, this little blurb, I am afraid it's too late to take action. So again, the time is very confronting for them. Like, I think sometimes they've been holding back as well. Is it a little too late? Okay, how they unappreciated you. But I do think for a long time, remember cut and run, I felt like you didn't care. And that really confirms this. So remember I said I feel this person felt like you would leave them, especially once you really started seeing their scars. But I think right now in their life, let's take you out of it. I don't want to say taste of their own medicine, but I do feel they've got people around them that they don't feel appreciated from, or they really are around a lot of people that unfortunately they feel don't really care for them on a level maybe you cared for them. I think they're in comparison mode right now. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Their shadow side. So they are in deep reflection. You've made me realize my flaws. Not that you've made them realize them through words, but you've made them realize enough that they want to change them. Okay. Now they go over this missed opportunity. And missed opportunities in their life for this kind of behavior. I always say people's shadow, it doesn't just affect one person, it's all aspects of their life. But this right collective, whenever I see this, I've allocated this card as the olive branch. So you've given this person an olive branch. They've had an opportunity to fix this. They chose silence. Remember, you got ghosted underneath, activated. So the right collective, your last point of communication when you felt ghosted, you really gave them an olive branch here, and they either chose literally, if they ghosted you, they chose silence, or they left you on red. They're going over an opportunity that they should have come forward. I didn't act when I should have, and this would also make them reflect on the time. So maybe it's been a really long time since your past point of communication. The damage they've caused because of their indecision. So remember, this wouldn't just be towards you. I feel this person goes over their decisions in life, which does create damage in a lot of different areas. Time. They want to mend this, but then they go over the time. Is it too late? Is it a little too late? I want to fix our connection. Oh, beautiful. So underappreciated, sorry, I've put that over the top, but soul contract. So they're also starting to understand, that's why they'd be going over the cycles here. The power of your contract. They do believe that you were bound to them in some way or form. Shadow side, how they left when things got hard. This is their shadow, their escapist tendencies, how they run. Beautiful confirmation. So they're not just reflecting it about you, all areas of their life. When there's challenge, conflict that they are confronted with, they're an escapist. And they know it, which means they know they leave fires that are unattended in their life. They chose responsibilities. And they're going over their but the insane chemistry and passion they feel for you. Again, they're going into comparison and remembering things. This would be a bit confronting for them, going over the intensity of emotion. But they want your forgiveness. Double confirmation. Double confirmation. This is a big thing for them. How long it took them to get over the past. Which means this person knows they blamed you for a few things here. Self-love at the bottom, that's good. Okay. Oh, they get it. Me personally, that wounded feminine, this is underneath cycles. And I just said blame, and I see her as the blamer. She's a victim. She keeps herself in an ivory tower. She doesn't take accountability. She really lacks that vulnerability, and literally, like I said, keeps herself in an ivory tower like she can do no wrong. Okay, this is the cycles they're going over. So I do think this person unfortunately blamed you for a long time because they didn't want to confront what they did to you. They didn't want to confront this. They didn't want to own this, especially because this person's been abandoned so much in their life. One of their worst traumas they inflicted on the person they love. So that's how their brain coped with their bad actions. To excuse their bad actions, they would have held on to every little detail you did to them to make them do this to you. It's that personality. Yeah, I did this, but because you're like that, or because you did this, instead of just taking accountability for the pain they caused. This is why I say, you just need to let go and trust. You can't change someone's perception. You can't change someone through words by blaming you. They need to evolve that. They need to change their own perception. They love you even. So the secret, the sneaky behavior, Pinocchio with the they'll be back confession. They love you so much. They know it's time. But how? It's funny. I had what reading was it? It was a few, maybe at the start of the week, end of last week. And I felt there was like this confession, but it was going to be very manic, very kind of blah. I just heard that then. I feel this might be a little bit blah, a little bit manic. But destiny. They try and believe but then what you guys are going through. You believe, but then you try and push it away. Watch the whole thing. This is why right now that magician energy, what you're thinking, focusing, your high priestess is so important. This collective, this part's important. This love for you, remember you got the book, The Mystery. It was destined to be like that in this connection, where I think this collective is where you find negativity because of the mystery and the time. It was part of your soul evolution, as it was this person. This person really is that personality type that we were talking about. And you made them transform. You repaid the favor. Just remember that. Most people with those tendencies live their whole life. They're stuck in the 85%. You need more trust. Okay. I just want to see these quickly. I just want to get a few. Then I want to see what they... Actually, no. I want to get intention first. This is where it can go either way. Let's see their true intention. Oh, 2 came out straight away. So they're going over all the opinion. And that was the snake and the girl boy with the snake. Huge detail. Again, watch from the start. I'm an idiot. I spoke about our connection as if it was trivial. I didn't respect the sanctity of our connection. Instead of keeping things between you and I allowed others to interfere. So remember I said in that part, this is the perfect time. You as a collective, those people that are around you that you know you need boundaries with or just to clear the lines with, this is the perfect time for you to do it, okay? Because they're starting to see through these people. Number 16 could be important. Numbing. This isn't good. You got addictions underneath. Maybe you have intuition. That's this, not a good card. The pain of this separation is tearing me apart. I don't know how to handle my emotions. Instead of working through the pain, I use whatever helps me numb. That's not good. I want one more for that. Let's see if they've transitioned from that or if they're still in it. I always say, unfortunately, just don't think clearly when you desanitize. One more. Maybe they're breaking free from it. Free will. Maybe they're kind of on the fence. Maybe they're just giving up certain addictions. But I will say, I find people that have struggled a lifetime with addictions, just choosing sobriety is amazing. But I think it takes a good 2 years minimum to really start to balance out your emotion again. So I think they're on the fence. And this can alter their crossroads. So it's either they choose or they don't choose, which means you as a collective, because this collective, True Divine Watcher whole reading, you would have something to do with your free will right now that can alter your crossroads. That part to do with things that you do. Desanitize. The universe cannot make this person do this. This is something they're either going to connect to this timeline or not because of this. I think they're on the crossroads of that. I think that's their crossroads. The more they're numb, the more they'll listen. Right, collective, this will make sense. Like, to these people, I mean. Especially if it's these people that, unfortunately, they have these bad habits with. But they've got, we know that, so they've got a lot of regret here. I think I made a mistake. I should never have let you go. That missed opportunity. I should have stayed and fought for our connection, but they didn't know how. But I was weak, fearful, and now I'm here, mourning the loss over you. Okay, these two together, it's a memory that they regret. Don't make it fit. There's only 4 timing cards in this, so for that to come out with regret. So from March 20th, May 5th, May 6th to June 20th. This is clearly your separation date for the right collective, or it's that missed opportunity when you gave an olive branch and they chose not to, which means it has been a while for this collective, okay? Don't make it fit. It's that chemistry, passion. They're very addicted to you, and maybe this was where opinions came from too. People were just saying, is it the sexual attraction or is this real love? Naughty thoughts underneath people's opinions. I can't help but want you physically, sexually, and mentally. Part of the opinions and advice that was given here as well. You're all I think about when I'm alone and I'm lost in my thoughts. The thought of you drives me insane. All right, desanitize and free will. That's where we said that. How much they try and write, then they numb it away. The unsent messages. This is where their crossroads is. The right collective, this will be like bing, bing, bing. I really want to tell you how and look at this, it says top secret. Look, she's written like a gazillion messages and we specified that. And then they do something stupid. I really want to tell you how I feel, but is it too late? Will you understand what I'm trying to say to you, or will you misinterpret my message? So they are worried about a reaction, and that's where their fear would come in. So I'd rather just say nothing at all. And they turn to silly things. Okay, so now the regret over the ending. They're breaking free from the illusion of this. My obsessive thinking got the best of me. They thought you were going to leave them first. The opinions, people might have said you were using them, or they were just a rebound, or I just feel a lot of people were adding to their fear that you would walk away. Allow my emotions and others to control, dictate my actions towards that. So there was interference with your connection and your separation. Towards our connection. I finally understand I need to trust my decision. I'm going to be honest. I know you've got this coming through. Watch the whole thing. If this is not focused on, and you might be struggling with it too, this collective, I just can't see this going well. If you're trying to heal emotion, that especially of avoidance, but you do things to numb away emotion, you're never going to heal it if you don't feel it. You need to feel the intensity to realize you were strong enough to walk through it. Emotion is just emotion. I always say it's those painful emotions, the stressful ones, the anxious ones. They're the ones that evolve us. They're the ones that make us stronger. Happiness, excitement, pleasure keeps us complacent and stuck. So whenever this person feels some form of way, especially if they're trying to heal that, but that's an issue for them, they'll never heal it properly. Just saying. All right, let's get what they want to say, and then we'll get tarot. Oh, God. This one came out first. I have abandonment issues, and we said that. So they do. I have abandonment issues and have been let down by every single person I've allowed to get close to me. So they still have, and this is maybe what they say to you as well, because this is what they want to say. You got confession. They might, unfortunately, you got abandonment, and then that's where you got the apology. I wouldn't be surprised if they say this. That would be really triggering for this collective, because you yourself struggle with abandonment. So, or maybe you'll have understanding. My insecurities stop me from pursuing you. I'm getting the help I need so we can be together in a healthy way. I said that. I feel like this person I really feel this person's getting some form of therapy. I pray for your forgiveness. They got it twice, now 3 times. And hope you will return back to me. I want to show you that I can be a person you can count on. Well, we love that. That's good. I am planning on reaching out to explain why I went quiet. They are. And I hope you're willing to listen. So they're going to hit send on that message. So I really feel they're going to bring up this stuff for the right collective. This is maybe why you might be a bit confronted. I do think it's going to be a lot. Me. I've been there. But it's the way they know how. Remember right at the start, I said this feels so positive. But if they're not used to expressing themselves, it could feel like a little bit of a self-focused confession. I will get tarot, but for some reason I feel this collective, it might be hard for you to see how hard it is for this person to say what they're going to say. It might be a bit triggering, but anyway, we'll see. Everyone wants you. This person thinks you've got bloody 100 people around the corner. Everyone lining up for you. Everyone wants you, and I fear that you'll find someone better than me before I'm completely ready to be the person you deserve. This could be a test, especially if they're coming through with fear right now that you're moving on. If they really struggle with addictions, and there's a reason I said right at the start, you don't want to push this and rush this. Let's just get 2 more. I'm really wanting to get tarot right now. I feel it's my fault that things between us never worked out, and I'm sorry for blaming you. They're finally realizing they should not have blamed you. This is confirming everything we've said. No one has ever made me want to change my behavior until I met you. Another confirmation. Stop it. Everything we've said. Let's get one more. We are meant to be a power couple and show others that love can truly conquer all. I'm seeing your names and things that remind me of you everywhere around me. All right, let's get this tarot. All right, so let's see their action. And I just want to see how you should deal with this next point of action, this collective. Okay, so their next action towards you. They do want to reunite, and they do want to take you out. Oh, this is nice. They're going to come in balance, wanting to balance this, wanting to find the calmness in this again. But patience, temperance with this Three of Cups. I do think they're going to want to take you out somewhere with the focus of reuniting with you. But I do think this needs a bit of patience. But I was feeling this person might approach quite manic. I don't think they're going to approach manic. Actually, I want one more for temperance. Six of Cups in return. Six of Cups in reverse. Lover returns home. Nostalgia. So they're going to bring up a lot from the past. This author doesn't, she only does upright, but even if it is upright, it will ignite some childhood trauma, I'm going to say, but they're wanting to find the tenderness. They're wanting to find the innocence back here. They're coming in really viewing you as a soul connection of them. You did get soul contract as well. It's a genuine, I feel something very genuine, but I still am on the fence with this, seeing this. It's going to be interesting to see how the universe thinks you should. Okay, so they're not coming in a best place financially. They're going through some heartache. Five of Coins, they're feeling very lost in life, a little bit rejected. So they're not in the best energy when they arrive. Maybe this is why they're presenting a bit self-focused. They could really be talking about, unfortunately, a lot of things kind of failing in their life. But this card specifies first word, regret of this loss, and how conflicted they've been, how alone they've been, how they're missing you, how through this no communication or blocking you, they could have blocked you, maybe why they blocked you. They've always felt like an outsider, okay? This could be what they speak about, but first thing I heard is they're coming in a place of feeling a little bit lost in life. I see that energy is feeling kind of endangered. Sad. But they're going to put dedicated effort in. And I do think lost with finances, but I do think they're going to put a lot of dedicated, consistent effort in towards you. This is their action towards you. Eight of Pentacles. It's about dedication. Okay. Kind of not giving up. They're going to be focused, dedicated. They're going to want to have an accomplishment here. They know they need to work hard towards you. Let's just get one more. I was wanting to see that Seven of Swords. Two of Cups, double confirmation of soulmate energy, but they're really seeing you as their equal. And just side note, I always say Two of Cups to me is the emotional equal. So don't be putting you both have got things to work on. But King of Pentacles, he's my trustworthy king. I always say he's my ride or die. He's the most trusting and loyal and dedicated. He doesn't give up either. So you've got energy towards you, a lot of dedication. They're wanting success. Okay, Two of Cups. They're seeing you very beautifully. There's you. All right, how you should act with this. Oh my God! You got the Sun. Trust. I think you need to have more of a... But have boundaries and logic. Stand in your power. Okay? But you need to also... maybe lead with logic, not emotion. But you need to... Things are about to be illuminated in a very beautiful way. And I wouldn't be rushing anything. This is a kind of truly an energy rush. I wouldn't be rushing. I would still be quite logical with the whole situation. Don't lose your power in this when it comes to your internal. Trust your intuition. Nine of Cups. We brought that up before. This could really lead to a Ten of Cups, but just be aware of your table and your cups, how it makes you feel. Lead with self-love and self-respect. I think you need to be gentle and compassionate, but also don't forget you and how you're feeling. Beautiful intention. Doesn't need to be rushed though. World. To move on from the past, to really create accomplishment and completion and get a new cycle, we need to remove the things that do not work. Trust how you feel. They say them. She just started ringing a bell. She's literally at the door frame, like staring at me. Okay. I just want to get a couple of these, and then we'll just get 3, and then we'll get charms. Okay. Pay attention to your body's emotion. That was a huge thing at the start. Bigger sign. Okay, you still need to have, yes, calling in your soulmate, calling in your person doesn't mean you can ignore. Your cup matters. Remember that. All right. And there's that sun energy. Don't be too, it says playful. If it doesn't make you feel good or that you can be this says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to have fun and shine. And if you're not at that point, you don't need to rush it. I want one more for, okay. So they really are going to talk about this separation. Children is going to be a topic of conversation. You got that in your purple deck. There is a powerful conversation coming. One more. But love, you come first. Remember that. If it's meant to be, it'll not pass you by. Spiritual factors, religious factors could be. I wanted 3 and now I'm getting true love. So it doesn't need to be rushed. If it's meant to be, it will not pass you by. True love, calling in your soulmate. Yes, forgive and learn. If you need to go slow, go slow. Beautiful. That whole reading, not just that part, whole reading resonated. It could turn up with, I wouldn't be surprised. They feel like a little bit of a romantic when they're not. Because you got the love bell and this is flowers. You could have a very specific memory with flowers. Your name could be Daisy or Rose or something. But I think they're going to come in with flowers. You're protected. Ancient Egypt and lapis lazuli. They remind me of ancient Egypt. But good luck. Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus. Protection. Communication coming in. You could have just bought a lapis lazuli or you want to. You're both so special. Beautiful pearl within. Why did I hear Rachel straight away? And Ryan. I just heard Rachel and Ryan. E and I. Your name could be Ray or Rihanna. Ray. Okay. Signs. And I heard Eli just then as well. Elijah. Signs, feathers, you could be coming in very quickly. Lightning confirms, and it could come in on a storm as well, but rapid. Baby butterfly, there's something about fertility here. This is my bubblesy, magical bubblesy butterfly. And then little grapes. Why did I just hear the word, like, I've never heard, that could be just a detail. Don't want to talk about that on a collective, but and if anyone's experienced that, I'm sending you so much strength and love. And then I just heard childhood with that. Could have been a detail here of childhood trauma. I've never heard that with that little charm. 13th of the 10th. These are birthdays, memories. 14th of the 10th. 2nd of the 10th, 10th of the... October's important here. 2nd of the 1st, 1st of the 2nd, 22nd of the 1st. 2nd of the 2nd, 2nd of the 5th, 5th of the 2nd. Oh my God, you got the two safe travels with your yin and yang. So the fresh slate and the new beginning. Your black and white. Skulls for me are the symbolization of safe travel. 19th of the 8th, 19th of the 10th. 444. You could be seeing that a lot right now. But again, 10, 4th of the 10th, 10th of the 4th. That's beautiful. 444. That number tests our commitment, that's for sure. And then 1, destiny. All right, or 144 you could be seeing it. Or you could be watching this at 144. All right, I love you, my angels. And yeah, have a good day.